I think I've got one of those mugs that's in the shape of Jar Jar's head. Those little plastic.
But he loved Force Awakens, and he's just like constantly talking about the next one and how that's gonna be, and he's excited for Rogue One.
Right.
And
I'd be interested to see what Rian Johnson does with.
See, I was surprised that I thought they would wait and kill Han Solo in Episode 8, knowing that the movie right after that was going to be a Han Solo film.
Yeah, I knew going in that Han was going.
Well, it made sense from a contractual point of view.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, yeah.
Harrison Ford will come back for one more. Because he's always wanted to die.
Yeah, he wanted the character killed off anyway. And I'm like, whatever. I'm good with it.
Yeah, but the moment he stepped on the bridge, you know.
Oh yeah, you knew.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as they started putting bombs up around, I'm like,
well, as soon as they
very
split up.
reminiscent
Yeah.
of another death.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as soon as
Everything
Chewbacca and Han
vaguely-
split, I'm like, this is it.
Somebody made
Yeah,
reference on
together.
Facebook about the death in the film or whatever, and I was like, oh, somebody dies? I hope it's not the older mentor-like figure. Something like that.
Well played.
That would be a lot like A New Hope, wouldn't it?
A lot of parallel. Well, that's just storytelling.
Yeah.
You have to kill off the mentor, right?
Of course.
You have to go on their own.
Otherwise.
But it's also, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like, I don't know. What did you think of Kylo Ren?
I think emo Kylo Ren is
Oh my
hilarious.
God, best thing ever. Yeah.
That's what I love about Kylo Ren.
And the whole ones now that are teen Kylo Ren and
Oh,
also
yeah.
Dad, those little names going
his
around.
difficult adolescent years.
Oh my God, those are fucking
Oh,
funny.
But it's hard, but I like that. Like I think it's.
But I
it's a
love that
strength of
he
the
can
movie.
throw a tantrum and
I love.
stuff.
Oh,
and-
that killed me every time.
I know, especially with the second one with the stormtroopers in the hallway.
They just turn
It's
around. Well, the humor in that movie was way.
Yeah.
It was way funnier than I ever
Yeah.
imagined it was.
They
Yeah.
brought back a huge sense of fun for the whole
Who
thing.
talks first?
Well, that
You talk
was-
first.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of
Very
JJ's
difficult
whole
to
thing. He's like, I
understand
wanted it to be fun,
apparatus.
fun and exciting. What is the breathing? It's like, do you have to breathe like that? I can't understand a word you're saying. Amazing.
Yeah.
But it's just like there isn't. But even just that concept, like take that idea. It's like there isn't a single moment like that in the entire prequels.
Yeah.
There's no fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I know.
talking about fucking trade disputes.
Yeah.
These are kids' movies. Like what the.
Yeah, it's like just a big political meeting. From
Yeah, my wife finally sat down because she had seen Sith. She didn't bother with the prequels, and she's like a casual Star Wars enthusiast of the original stuff, right?
Okay.
Because her brother was a giant Star Wars. He's still alive. Is a giant Star Wars fan. So she grew up with that kind of stuff, with the toys and all that kind of stuff, but didn't bother with the prequels. But she saw Sith because that's what we were together at when I forced her to go. And she was like, it's not very good. I'm like, that's the best one. So my son, now I think just to like get an understanding of like this feud my son and I have, she sat down like last weekend, the week before, to watch The Phantom Menace with him. And now I'm like, I'm sleeping in. I'm not sitting through that with you guys. And I was like, how was it? She's like, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, trade disputes, huh? The kids movie. Fun. Nice, fun. But it came down at one point when they were still watching, and my son was like justifying her. He's like, they just talk a lot here, it's okay, because it's going to be fun real soon. He's like trying to justify why it's okay. It's going to get better. It's going to get, hold on, wait for it. We can skip this part, this is terrible. He knows.
That's awesome.
But he defines things by how much action there is in
Yeah.
7
Well,
movies in
yeah,
the movie.
that's the age. Yeah.
But Kylo, in a weird way, I mean, again, it's like these are all being built into like a trilogy framework, so it's like it's hard to, because it's like even with Kylo Ren, I'm like, I hate to say this, he's already for me a more interesting character than Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much more. Even like you look at like the idea of like he's killed Han, and it's like Chewie's gonna go after him clearly, but will he? Because when you think about it, it's like this kid grew up with Chewie as probably like his uncle.
Yeah.
So it's like
exactly.
Chewie's gonna have mixed
Same
Chewie's
feelings.
gonna have that
Yeah.
life debt. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna have mixed feelings
Yeah.
about what happened and going after this guy. Maybe he won't. Maybe Chewie just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna rip off your arms. That's the one thing. Well, they
I
cut
think,
that scene out. There's a scene where he actually
Chewie
rips someone's
probably
arms
could
off.
have aimed better if he really, really wanted to.
Yeah, there's that.
I remember seeing a cartoon that somebody did that had all these little panels of like
Oh,
of
growing up
little
and stuff.
Kylo Ren and growing
And
up
Chewie
and
looking
hanging
after
out
him,
all together, and just like Chewie's like his closest uncle kind of thing, and then there's like a shot of Chewie looking through his scope, and then he lowers it and shoots him in the side or whatever instead, because he just can't quite do it.
Ugh. No, but that's
It's
good
good that he does
storytelling.
that, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good storytelling,
Totally
you
is.
know? Because it's like, because he, it's
It'll be fun to see where the characters go.
Yeah.
And I hope Kasdan has his hand in the next script as well. I mean, he's got to, right? They've got to have a...
Rain wrote it.
Oh, I know he wrote it, but there's got to be... Somebody's got
Someone's
to say
overlooking everything.
that this is where it's got to go, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. This is the end point, so you've got to get the characters there.
Although I read that they didn't really do that. Like, was it Jay just kind of wrote it and like handed it over in that rain? It was almost like broken telephone. And I think they've overseen it, but it's kind
But
of
I
like
think,
he's
I don't know, the
left
first
him.
one's different because it's just set up for everything that, like, it very much paralleled the first
Sure.
film. So, like, I feel like he maybe didn't have as much room to play around with, like, future stuff that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think this was just to introduce
The
us
ideas
to the
and
world and
characters.
and pass the baton, so
Yeah.
to speak, and then they'll take it, hopefully,
Mm.
in crazier directions later.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with it.
Who signed on? Lord Dern signed on.
Yeah, Lord Durham, Benicio
And
del Toro.
Benicio del Toro. That's so much fun. I just want to see more Oscar Isaacs.
Right? He was so much fun in that movie.
I want to see more Ray.
Yes.
I like Ray.
I like Ray a lot. Well, and that was a critique that was it the Max Landis, I think, was about that she was just perfect. Nothing ever bad ever happened to her.
She
was
almost
perfect
crashed the
for everyone.
Falcon the first time she took off.
Yeah, she was not perfect.
She got off the planet. But I think there's something.
There's and this isn't me trying to justify it by any means, but the new canon books that are out, there's one called Before the Awakening, which deals with all three characters and talks about literally like the days and the weeks before the events of the film, talks about their lives and what happened, and you find out why Rey can fly the way she does. And you find out where Finn's training came from. You find out, how Poe got involved with the Resistance. It's all there in these new books. And I'm like, oh, huh.
But they're canon?
Yeah.
They threw out the old canon.
I don't want to know it though.
No.
That's what the movie is. I don't read the
Yeah,
books.
well,
I've never read
they're
any
not for
books.
anybody,
I've
yeah.
never read the Timothy Zahn books. or-
Sadly, I did.
Yeah.
Me too.
He's too old for Mary Jade. Mary Jade will never be on screen. Sorry.
No, she died anyway if you're
It's
going by
true,
the other
yeah.
canon.
It's
The
true.
formerly known as canon.
No, it's just
She was never going to be there anyway.
Yeah. So I'm just excited. Now there's a Star Wars
How do
film
you know I
every
like
year
Mary
now till
Jade?
I
Is it
die.
because of my Twitter handle?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we got Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then there'll be Rogue 2. Getting the plan. There's a funny thing about that is like Rogue
I
One
really
will
hope
be-
the audience is enjoying us just sitting around talking Star Wars now.
There are people. Well, they've tuned out. That's okay. If you tuned out, that's totally understandable too.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. You tuned out. There's a really fun joke
That's
about
probably almost done.
Rogue One, and then there's gonna be Rogue 2. That's what's still
Yeah.
finished the second Death Star, and Rogue 3 is gonna be like takes place all in just the 6 minutes where they the plans for the whatever the superstar plan
So
or
what
whatever.
it was? Yeah.
It's gonna be a short film.
Yeah,
Short
that'd
film.
be a short one. But fuck, they're fun. So much fun.
Anyway, Star Wars nerdy stuff.
They gotta stop making these big bases that have like exhaust
What,
ports and shit.
You're to wrap it up. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it's almost that time. Is it a crowdfunding? Where do we find it?
Oh, Indiegogo. I should have said that earlier.
Yeah.
It was all
Yeah, now everybody's tuned out. Shit, we'll put it in the post.
Put in the post.
Okay.
Yeah. So Indiegogo, type in the Go-Getters.
Okay.
Hopefully it's
Is
trending.
there a Twitter?
Oh God, there isn't. Yeah, I'm setting up tomorrow. So
Somebody grab that title now.
There will be by the time. By the time anyone sees this,
I'll sell
it'll
it to
already be
you. I'll
up.
sell you the title.
Sell it to me.
British
Follow
British.
me at Lalonde Jeremy, and I will be pouring it out for the whole month of
Sweet.
March. You'll be able to find it.
You better follow me back.
Better. Better. How else are we going to establish that? This is the day we're coming to set.
Right?
Yeah, we're not gonna text it or email it or anything like that. It's gonna be all on Twitter for everyone to see.
Exactly.
Today's the day. That's awesome. I love when you come in. We need to have you we need a night where the cameras can be just off and we can just sit and just talk.
We
Like with beer.
just hang out.
Yeah, that's
We
what I
can
mean.
just hang out. We just
Hang
do
out.
that.
That's
Fuck
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
We don't have to do it in this room.
Basically.
There's better places than this room.
Oh, there
to
are
do
better
that.
places. Yeah.
nothing wrong with
The first time we interviewed Jeremy was
Right?
at a pub, so I
That's
don't
true,
know why
we
we
make it
don't
run
just do
full
that.
circle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nachos.
Right? I love when you come in and tell us stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm coming.
No, I want nachos.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to go to bed. That's not true. I'm going to go home and watch Sopranos and play some Battlefront. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna walk Brody and go to bed.
I'm going to. I don't know yet.
Crowdsource.
I have stuff to do. I do have stuff to do.
Lindsay, what are you going to do?
Go home. Go to work tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in and doing laundry. There you go. And concert tonight.
What do you want to see?
Star Trek: The Ultimate Voyage at Roy Thompson Hall.
Oh, I did the Back to the Future.
I wanted to do that.
I took so just
I did Star Wars.
as we're wrapping
Yeah,
up.
read
But,
by Anthony Daniels.
I took my son to see it, and he hadn't seen. I purposely hadn't let him see Back to the Future yet because I knew this was coming up. And they do an intermission halfway through, and the intermission was right after the skateboarding sequence through Town Square, and Biff gets the manure.
Yeah.
And it came out, and my son thought the movie was over.
Aww.
He's like,
That's it?
he's like, oh, that's pretty, that's alright. I was like, you think that's the end? He's like, yeah, the bad guy got the manure. I was like, I guess structurally, yeah. He's like, but I'm like, you think it ends with him stuck in the past? He's like, it's not a good ending. I was like, there's more.
When
Like,
the
oh.
title is Back to the Future.
It was just funny. He was
That's
like,
awesome.
well, we went out to go to the lobby. And he's like, I need my coat. I'm like, we're gonna leave our coats here because there's more. He just couldn't.
Couldn't process it.
Well, it's also later. He's
You're
usually
gonna
in
get me a
bed.
new coat?
He's usually in bed by the time like we
Yeah,
started the movie,
that's
so I think it was a
awesome.
little bit fuzzy, but he had it was such.
That's awesome.
If you live in the Toronto area, the Toronto Symphony has
Yeah.
a really great ongoing program where they do live scores to movies.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one tomorrow night. Just
Yeah.
because, 50 years of Star Trek music.
That's
It's like a
fun.
2-hour program.
But it's so it's it's not a montage, but like a concert movie. They're not doing a 2A movie.
No, they're doing, it's the concert pieces, but they've got a 40-foot screen as well, so they'll be showing clips.
They'll be showing clips.
There'll be
Yeah.
images
They do it
to
with
go
John
with
Williams
it. Yeah.
sometimes too.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
But
done.
the
When I
full-
did the Star Wars one, it was like I was up in the balcony on one side, and Anthony Daniels comes shuffling out with like a shiny gold
His
jacket
chain?
on and stuff. No, he was just like doing the 3PO walk kind of, and
Oh,
he like
nice.
sat down, and everybody clapped and everything, and he opens up this book, and he's like, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then the music starts, and I start bawling.
That's so much
It was
fun.
so ridiculous. I'm like, oh my god. I have to settle down.
That's weird.
Did you do the voice? Did you do his 3PO? Like
A
the
little
voice?
bit, yeah,
Nice.
sometimes. Because he was basically reading it to us, like, reading a kid's story.
That's amazing.
And then,
That's cool.
like, different songs would happen.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do that. They do a combination. They do like kind of medleys and
Yeah.
overtures, but then they also do something like they did.
And I think they did
hit
at least, like, the original trilogy.